Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show.
We're working with Semi today. She's my cow horse, Morgan. We've spent a lot of time doing cow work with her and getting her to give us haunches stops and swing over her haunches. Then when we went to the horseman's reunion, Katie and I did last weekend, we learned some exercises for breaking colts that we thought we'd like to come home and try on my Morgans, because it's never too late to go back to the fundamentals. We've already done most of the exercises with Sadie and Eve. Today we're trying it with Semi. It's again another rainy day in Santa Cruz. But let me point out some tools that we're gonna maybe have to use today. I bought this actually in Paso Robles when we were there. It is a training flag. And it is real lightweight, real comfortable to use, and real effective in applying pressure, either visual or sound, or if necessary, an arm extension. So I bought it and I take it with me whenever we're going to train a horse, wherever, here at Shadrack Farms. So we're going to have it nearby here if we need it. Here's the good old tried and true dressage whip, which isn't really a whip, it's just a nice long crop that you can touch a horse without even turning your torso. If you need to give a cue for forward motion and you want to do it on the top of the hip, easy with a dressage whip to reach back and touch them. Okay, so we're going to keep this here. Now this is something new that we put together since we came back from the reunion. I've had my horses in my obstacles area and up and down my tracks pull things like logs and simulated logs made out of ABS, but never did I ask them to pull something as scary as a sack. This is a Beneful sack that has dry food for my dogs. We created a pole for it, and we're going to see how Semi behaves when she, look at her, she's already watching it. Now Eve didn't mind it at all. We didn't actually try this with Sadie, so the next time we ride we're going to try it with her. But Semi, can you get that eyeball? Look at that body language. She said, "What is that?" Now you see, it's just a white paper sack. But she doesn't know that. She's not sure what it is. So here's what we're going to do. We did this with Eve, and she didn't blink an eye. She didn't even give us that body language, what is that message. But watch, I think Semi's probably going to turn her whole body to follow this around. Oh boy. That was a sign of stress, concern. Okay. It's all right, Sam. It's all right. It's all right. Good girl, Sam. I'm going behind her now. I'm surprised she isn't trying to, oh, now she is. She said, she saw me coming out of the right eye, and she said, I better turn around and watch that thing. It could be a monster from Mars. It could be a predator. Okay, so we, know your horse. Each horse is different. Believe me, each horse is different, and if you've worked with more than one, you'll know what I mean. We're going to go the other direction now. Everything's done both directions. Now she's backing off. She's going to follow it. She doesn't trust this thing going around her body when she can't watch it. Okay, now the trainer who was trying to break his colt with this in the arena, there were a lot of colts and trainers in the arena all at the same time, a big arena. Had a horse that was really afraid, and he did it for a long, long, long time. He did two things, though. He did drag it along the ground, and he did bring it up to the neck and the hip. And Katie and I were sitting there, and I said, and the horse didn't mind it up at the neck and the hip, and I said to Katie, it's a different monster when it's up there at the neck and hip height than when it's down on the ground being dragged. So I'm going to just very slowly, carefully. Can you back up a little bit, Katie, so we're more in the camera? Good girl, Sam. I'm going to let her investigate. She's real curious when we introduce obstacles to her. She always does a lot of this, which is good. She says, I wonder how it smells. She might even lick it or try to bite it. She's watching it. I'm going to touch her shoulder very carefully. Aha, that neck came up, a little stiffness in the neck. She said, I wonder what that monster, what that critter's going to do. Now it's in the front, so she can see it. They have real good peripheral vision. I'm going to go to the same place on the other side. Big, bulgy eyes. Not even blinking. If they're not blinking, you know they're concerned. A horse that's not stressed will blink their eyes. She's just slightly blinking, but she is bulging in her eyeballs. Okay. Now I'm going to give Katie the opportunity to hold this, but I'm going to hold on to this so I can pull it away. Hold on to this, the line that it's hooked to. Yeah, because Katie's going to do what the trainer did at Paso Robles. Just kind of touched her on the neck, touched her on the hip, and the horse was fine on it. But then as soon as he put it back on the ground and tried to pull it, whether in saddle or not, the horse was not fine on it. Good, good. Semi's okay. She's okay. She's not showing a lot of stiffness. I wouldn't want to make a lot of noise with it, but it's making some noise. Okay, now the next big challenge, and everything is within parameters of safety. You can put it down, okay. Katie can drop it at any time. You're going to see if in saddle, if you pull that with Sem, will she be reasonable? Will she listen? Very concerned. Yeah, look at that. You're asking her to turn and she's not, correct? See, now Katie has to do it one-handed, so we need to get her to neck rein or use your legs to get that bend, if possible. There you go. Oh, we've got a lot of work to do with this exercise. And it's easily done anywhere where you're not going to be running into fences or posts, rain or shine. So we're going to do it because we know with repetition, Semi will. Let's make Eve our standard. Will be just as good as Eve someday. That's good. That's good and much better than the horse. But it was a young colt, untrained completely at first, when they first brought her into the arena. Okay, that's great. Another challenging. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, now it's on her tail. Oh boy, she's tucking her tail. And she's not giving you the bend you want. Now, we've done this with logs. We've done it with simulated logs. But it wasn't a bag. It wasn't a colorful, with white background bag. Better, better. When you're comfortable, let's take our note of resolution on that exercise, and we know to practice it. Look at how she looks. Oh, she says, uh-oh. Uh-oh, now it's following me. Yeah, because it's in front of her. Who? Look at how she's watching that thing. Now Katie's going to try to very carefully pick it up. Ooh.
Easy.
Ooh. Okay. Oh, she's tucking her butt now. Okay, Sam. She's willing. She's just scared. It's their nature to want to flee, to want to bolt, get away from it if it scares them, to get rigid. Now, as soon as Katie's done with feeling like she's found her moment of resolution with that sack, we're going to do another thing that we thought we'd have trouble with Sadie, which we did. It's a couple shows ago we did it with her. In our uncovered arena. Good, much better, okay. And that is the ankle rope, we call it. There was a lot of trouble with ankle ropes in Paso Robles because there was pressure applied to the back ankle. And the young colts didn't know what to do with that pressure. It scared them. Now this is a really important exercise, because if a horse gets a wire or a chain or even a root system hung up around their ankles, the best thing for them to do is to stand, freeze, 4 feet in concrete, wait for help. This happened once with Eve years ago, and one of my neighbors saw her just standing there. She had a chain wrapped around her hoof, and she didn't run. She didn't hurt herself trying to get away from it. She just stood there, and my neighbor pulled the chain away carefully, and that was the end of that. Okay, so we like to practice that pressure feeling with our horses, and that's one of the things that hobbles can do, by the way. The hobbles are designed for various uses, but one of the things they can do is make a horse realize that they can't always flee, and if they can't, they ought to be patient and wait. As a matter of fact, that's why a mule is really good in the mountains, on the trails in the mountains, because if something scares a mule, the donkey in him says, I better not move, and he freezes. The horse in the mule, if there's too much horse genetically, will say, out of here, flee. So they use mules a lot in the Grand Canyon, for example, because of that nature of their dealing with fear in a different way from a horse or a donkey. You just have to make sure, if you want your equine, a mule is an equine, to be the donkey type, make sure you know your individual. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Can you step forward a little bit? I'm a little bit close to these panels. Okay, and now, I really don't know how Semi's going to behave. We knew that Sadie would be a problem. She was. We knew that Eve would be good. And as a third attempt here, it's all right. Let's see if we can take a small step forward and stop. Oh, she knows it's there. She's saying, I'm stepping forward but over. I'll pick it up if I have to. I wanted her to step in it and then close it quietly if I, nope, no way. Okay, come on back here, closer to the camera. It's all right, Sam. You know what? Let me show her what I'm trying to do. She doesn't know this exercise. She wasn't in Paso Robles with us. Okay. She sure knows ropes, though. It's all right. It's all right. There you go. Okay, now I'm not going to apply a lot of pressure. This is a metal Honda, which is used with horses because if you take the tautness away, the Honda is likely to slip down the rope. It's not like the leather Honda, which is here on this outside loop, my left hand, which goes over a cow's head or neck or back legs, which doesn't slip away. Okay, now watch very carefully. I'm applying pressure, and she's just got that leg cocked. I'm letting the metal Honda slip. Are you getting this with a little bit of focus? Metal Honda slip. She could blow up at any minute. Look at her ears. There you go. There you go. Good. I'm going to go. It's all right, Sam. It's all right. Okay, step up. Okay, there you go. Okay, that was her left rear. I'm surprised, aren't you, Katie?
Yeah.
She's being reasonable.
I remember at the reunion, the horse acted better when there was someone on the back.
Oh, then when done from the grounds. Okay, then when we're done with this, maybe we'll just have you slip off and we'll try it. Okay. Well, do we want to do it on the other side? Do we think it matters? Let's see if she'll lift her leg again for me as nicely as she did on the left side. It's all right, Sam. See how I work my way down? It's all right, Sam. My horses get groomed every day, so They know that feeling that when we get down closer to the hoof that they're supposed to lift for us. Are you seeing this with the camera? Good, good. I'm going to tighten it a little bit. It's all right, Sam. I'm going to let it slide down closer to the hoof. Does that make a difference? Not at all. Now, if you want to see what I mean by making a difference, a couple of shows ago we did it with Sadie in my uncovered arena. And the same thing happened at Paso Robles. Boing, boing, boing. If they're trying to get away from the pressure because they're afraid. Okay, but Semi, Evie, no fear. Now let me slide this bigger again. Can you step forward? There you go, and out we go. All right, why don't you slide off now, and coming into camera's view, we'll try it from the ground. Also, the sack from the ground. That was a different experience. Okay, so why are we doing this when actually, you know, we're ranch versatile here. We've gone way beyond all of this when we actually work the cows. We work the cow simulators. We do the farming with our horses. Fundamentals. We just want to make sure we've got the fundamentals down pat with each of our Morgans. And that's what we're doing. We learned a few places where there may be some holes and where we want to deal with them. Okay, now let's see if from the ground this makes a difference. Are you going to do this again? It might be a whole different critter here because Katie's on the ground. Okay, let's see if I can get her to lift her leg for me again. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Doesn't even want me to put it on. Okay, quietly. She lifted it for me, quietly. Pulling. Are we doing anything different than you recall at Paso Robles?
Not walking around.
With it on? Aha, do we dare?
We did it with Sadie.
Yeah, and that's when she kicked and kicked and kicked?
Yeah.
We did it tighter? Okay, so we're on the left rear. Now we're in the square pen, and the only thing I'm concerned about is that she'll get really scared and try to flee into these panels or whatever. I actually would like to do this when we have more room, to tell you the truth. Like maybe the next sunny day when we're out in the uncovered arena. Because once a horse starts to spook, it's not always instant containment. I'm pulling, pulling. Are you seeing it with the camera? Okay. I'm going to leave it loose like this and ask you to walk a step, 1 or 2 steps. Okay, stop.
Oh.
She definitely felt it differently when we moved. Yeah, she said, wait a minute, what is that? But she didn't kick out. Go ahead again, another couple steps. It's all right. Okay, stop. Oh, good, good. She didn't even pick it up that time. Let me open the loop. Again, it's a metal Honda, so it opens easily. Can you step forward and out of the loop? It's all right. Good, good. Okay. Now, come on back around. We'll try it on the left. On the right rear, with a couple steps forward.
That side.
Show her to her again. A little bit bulgy-eyed. Work my way down, ask her to pick up that leg. Almost, she's offering to pick it up. You see how I'm standing here in the front? The horse can kick back, of course, but they can also kick to the side if they get stressed. Using my fingers, try to get that foot up. It's all right. It's all right, Sam. It's all right. It's all right. There you go. Okay. Oh, she says, wait a minute. Am I supposed to keep that thing up? Because when she was putting it down, she felt the pressure. make sure that I can try to pull it off if she spooks. Walk 2 steps forward. It's all right. It's all right. Good, good, good. Ah, and she said she's pulling away from it. Okay, all right. Come this way now, Katie. It's all right. Good. 1 more step. Good. Good. Okay. You know, I try not to take big steps. Everything I do, my philosophy is 1 small step at a time. Find your note of resolution. Document as best you can, and we often do it with video, where you are in your task accomplishment. It's all right. And then repetition, repetition, repetition. Okay, one other thing, it's a tool, but it's also a desensitization task, because we did it with Sadie, and we noticed, if you're okay on doing it, we noticed that when we're down low, we were okay, but it's using this flag. But if we went up high, Sadie acted much differently, didn't she?
Yeah.
She was very concerned. She perceived that up high as a predator.
Good girl.
Good girl. Good girl. Now, we're going to turn off the camera. We're going to set up a couple barrels here. Probably take the saddle off because we don't need the saddle for this exercise. We were watching Pirelli, I think it was Pirelli, or it was Dennis Reese, yes. Yeah. Dennis Reese from the ground asking his horse to jump over some barrels that were lying on their sides. And we were wondering if Semi would do that for us. She's not too fond of vinyl jumps that are white, but I said, I think she will. She did years ago. And here we are in our square pen, and we have the barrels. They're filled with water so they don't go rolling around. So we're going to turn off the camera, and if there's anything to show you, if we do have to apply pressure, if she's refusing to jump the barrel, we're going to use this flag. It can make a lot of noise. I'm not going to do it now, but it can make a lot of noise. And in the right position where the handler is safe, it can really convince a horse that they're giving you the wrong answer. And then as soon as you get the right answer, you stop the noise, you stop the pressure. So we'll turn off the camera, we'll turn it back on again if there's anything to show you. Okay. Well, we decided to show you. We don't know what's going to happen, but we have 2 together, so she can't avoid as easily. We have a 3rd one if we want to put it down. We're just walking around. This is like obstacle desensitization, investigation. Good. And now Katie, when she feels comfortable, go the other direction too with Sam. They see things differently from different directions, so you always want to make sure that they've seen it in both directions. And then we've given her a landing on the other side of the barrel. See, she's watching this flag. Okay. And if we need to encourage her to jump it, I'm going to try to make some noise with the flag. But let's see if we even need to. I'll tell you what. This isn't as good as the white stick with the rope, but for now, let's see if this dressage whip as a pointer can help you. Ask for it. So can you take it on your way? Would you want to take it? Yeah? Okay. It's black, so it's not going to be as visible. It isn't, one of the training sticks that's white with a white string. You can go the other direction because I don't want her jumping into the camera, okay. Katie. Yeah, just investigate. Okay. If we're pretty sure she's just going to jump easily, sure, we can go both directions. But we've got the camera on this side. We've got some panels on this side. They don't really even need a big, there you go, a big run, jump. See, are you surprised?
Yeah.
Yeah? Ask her to do it again. Sometimes if you can get it the first time, doesn't mean you can get it the second, because she did touch it. She said, wait a minute, it grabbed me. She touched it with 1 of her or 2 of her legs, so she might be blaming it instead of herself for not lifting her legs. Yeah, avoidance now, avoidance. You know, Ken McNabb, years ago, did a clinic where I was, and he taught his horse to,
Come on.
good, good, she was willing to lay down. And one of the kids in the audience said, would you do it again? And he said, no, here's a DVD to show you how to do it. Because, you know, they won't always do it twice. That was beautiful. So nice that I would feel comfortable having you come this way. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not even going to go to the other side to threaten to apply pressure with this flag unless there's an indication that, oh, we might need pressure. Very nice. One of these days we'll do a refresher video for you about Semi's concern. Oh, beautiful. Let's just call that our moment of resolution. Semi's concern about white vinyl jumps. I made some jumps that use white vinyl rails and posts and so forth. And she was doing just fine. We were jumping out in the turf and jumping on my track and jumping in the arena. And then one day, one of the riders fell off of her while she was jumping. And Semi got very scared, and that was years ago. So we practically had to retrain her to accept the white vinyl jumps in front of her and to jump over them, whether or not there was a rider on her. And we constantly refresh that training, because that discomfort she had the day that the rider fell off of her, and I'm telling you that was about at least 3 years ago, is very ingrained in her mind. So we keep trying to reinforce the good feelings, the rewards, remove the pressure for the right answer with Semi. With Sadie and Eve, we've never had any trouble. And that's why I'm really careful who I let jump on my horses, because the person that fell perhaps did the wrong thing. I'm not sure, I wasn't there at the moment, but perhaps did the wrong thing. And there's a lot of right things to do when you're jumping. And we've done a number of shows on them. But our biggest challenge now is to let Semi have confidence that her rider isn't going to fall off.
See more at www.urbancowgirlchannel.com.